2025, the dawn of AI agentic ecosystems, where, of course, using AI, we can enhance our abilities and enhance the things that we get done, our productivity, sometimes times 10, times 100. But using these agentic systems, the single human power can now be multiplied by 1,000-fold. Not just one AI, two AIs, three AIs, but multiple AI agents running the system at one time. The same thing that lives on these chips and these computers that are doing things faster than the speed that we could think about the process. Now, if the horse, one horse is only 1 horsepower, but 1,000 horsepower vehicle could possibly take you 1,000 times further, what happens to the people that are traveling by horse? Do they adopt the way to speed things up times 1,000? Or do those people and those horses become obsolete? Now, the real question is, what would you do with this power if you could speed up your production and do 1,000 things more in a day? Right? We think of these agentic systems. This is way past the chatbot. This is way past the LLM. This is way past asking the AI for something and getting a response. God said, "Let there be light." What does that have to do with anything, right? God was the first ever prompter that said, "Let there be light." He prompted and he engineered, "Let there be light," in 4 words. He prompted and he engineered, right? So at the evolution of us learning how to prompt an LLM or a GPT, which is only an advanced version of an encyclopedia, for all my people that know what an encyclopedia is, right? But just imagine now that encyclopedia can be put inside of something and go do the work for you. You guys are still dealing with a chatbot? That's you going to the shelf and opening that encyclopedia and hoping you find what's in that one book and hoping these books are updated to the year of which the information was founded. So in that arena, this is the dawn and the age of AI employees for my people that are running businesses, for my people that are using VAs that aren't even efficient in AI, therefore are getting paid to give work and tasks to other people when it could be done more efficiently with artificial intelligence. Now, people are afraid of losing jobs due to AI. I say fight back with AI, right? When a company is firing all these thousands of people and they say, "We're adopting AI," you think they adopted a chatbot that they got to babysit? Or do you think they adopted an agent that does your task more efficiently and therefore came to the conclusion that they did not need you, right? So what happens when you create that same system to enhance your own one manpower times 1,000? Now you're in control. Now the biggest question is, Who's in control of AI? If you don't think you're in control of AI, then you're not. But if you do, if you decide to take control, then you have control, right? So having the new evolution of enhancing your life, your business, your finances, your real estate, your agenda with AI, agentic enhancements. It's like saying, instead of having horsepower, now we have AI power, right? Is like the equivalent of how much AI power are you utilizing, right? It's going to come down to your structure and your framework. But in the future of agentic drones and agentic smart homes and agentic everything, right? It's a world of it's being controlled by AIs. Now, is to enhance your own personal experience. If you do not own a piece of what's being done, then you will be soon and be left to your physical actions, your manpower. You're going to get overwhelmed by being defeated by a computer, a machine, right? So when it comes to agents, it's about having the agents do the things that we want to do. I'm gonna give y'all some types of agents. Agent number one, we got watchers. Agents can watch websites. When you talk about grants and we talk about looking for research and we talk about watching certain things, a human can't watch 1,000 websites in a day, but an agent can watch 1,000 websites in a day, right? Let's talk about scrapers. Scrapers is a type of agent where you're pulling the data out from places. So a human can't watch 1,000 sites at one time or pull information from 1,000 sites at one time, right? So that is a watcher and that is a scraper, right? Let's just say that real estate property data changes while it was watching. Now we have updaters, right? Instead of scraping and then scraping, so instead of grabbing all that data over again, it updates me on the data that has changed, right? So we got watchers, we got scrapers, we got updaters, right? Now let's get into some other agents. We got trigger agents. If we tell my Telegram agent to book my calendar, or tell my Telegram agent to send an email to OnSet, or those are trigger. I'm triggering the AI to take action, right? Triggers could be all types of things, when it comes to trigger. I'm triggering the agent to act accordingly, right? Another type of agent, we call them timed agents. Time agents. When instead of me telling this agent to go look for a grant, it puts this agent to wake up at 8 o'clock by itself, scrape the internet, look for the internet, update the grant itself. So a time agent, whether it's reporting your email in the morning based on a synopsis, a whole, summary of your email at a specific time, that agent woke up at a specific time, right? Using these watchers, these scrapers, these updaters, these triggers, or these agents that are on timed, when you equate that to everything around us, motion is a trigger. When we think about all these agents that are doing these tasks, it may seem anonymous, and that's where the thin line between AGI gets. Because it may seem anonymous if it's doing it daily, if it's doing it every time I ask, if it's doing it every 5 o'clock, if it's doing it every 3 o'clock, if it's doing it every 4 o'clock to give me trading results, if it's doing it every 9 o'clock to give me email summaries, all these things. The more the automations and power are stacked on top of each other, it may seem, for somebody that don't know what the word autonomy means, it definitely fully automated. But when it comes to being able to have agentic systems to enhance our manpower to another level, it is the evolution of humans being able to add these things to our abilities. It enhances our manpower. So we went from manpower to horsepower, right? And then we went from horsepower to being horsepowered, right? One horse to multiple horses, right? And then now we're going from horsepower to AI power, right? And now that is equivalent to gaining more and more power behind us as we build our torque, as we build our foundation. And these things are agentic system is going to require a set of language models stacked on top of each other to fulfill all the capabilities and tasks throughout the everyday life. So having the best LLM stack and the best agent framework for your business, for your life, for your smart home, for your drones, for your command lines, for your content creation, for your law AIs, your uncensored, all these things that is going to be needed to run this AI agentic dawn era. And this is going to need to be dealt with, or we can become part of the system. So it's only two things. You either build your own agentic AI ecosystem, or you become part of somebody else's.